Welcome to the next episode.
Is it next?
Theoretically, it is next.
I mean, it's next week.
It's next week, but it's actually part 2 of the Untold Story because we got very swayed off of topic, which was a phenomenal conversation, by the way.
I'm still sweating.
Of 2 pizzas in a pod. The conversation that we had was about the Bruins. I like that one.
Do re mi.
We got swayed right off the bat of a conversation about the Bruins and about hockey, which was awesome, and we're going to continue on that. And as everyone knows, Juice Box Way was introduced. So
yeah,
I want to apologize for that because I feel like me interjecting is what really swung this.
No apology needed. Nope, no apology needed.
I think it had to be done. I think it was a long time coming. Honestly, in your defense, I got my own juice this week. So
yeah, so you've been promoted. So
Unnamed Lemonade Company.
So I don't have to.
Thank you.
Nope, you're
forced.
No, you're not.
You guys juices.
You are not forced.
Mind you, I'm a little upset. You guys were making fun of that apple juice I brought you. That is some of the best apple juice I have ever tasted in my life.
Yeah, they're not a sponsor, so we can't say their name. So we're not going to say their name.
You guys assumed I peed in the bottles.
I didn't assume anything. I just, I'm temperature-wise.
It did look suspiciously. It did suspiciously look like a urine sample.
But to everyone out there who's listening,
we should mix in a water.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
And I did take the test and I took it and it wasn't a urine sample, as we let everyone know. And thankfully, because if that was a urine sample, you really need to hydrate.
No.
You really need to hydrate.
I need to hydrate regardless.
And that water company is also not a sponsor.
No.
But do you know who is a sponsor?
No, Justin. Who's a sponsor?
What happens to be? Ooh, I just lost my tip. That would sound awful out of context. God almighty. Matt, please stop watching the episode. Oh, you do? Okay. All right. We can do tip surgery.
Here we go.
Lovely. Shut up, talk to Cedric.
That was beautiful. I love that. So I'm going to take this because I think I just lost my co-host, Justin from Survivor. I'm Scott. Welcome to Untold Stories Part 2. We brought to you by Luigi's Pizzeria at 616 Winthrop Ave in Beachmont, Riviera. Justin is loving it right now. Loving it. Phenomenal.
Oh.
Welcome back.
Good. All right, we're good.
Welcome back. We missed you.
Winner of the Best Pizza Award 2 times.
What happened the last time?
I told too many controversial jokes.
I got to bow my head because I lost my vape. There we go. Not a sponsor, by the way. So that's a great segue into what we're going to do. So this is part 2 of the Untold Stories.
You got a great sweatshirt, by the way.
Well,
it looks new, is it?
My phenomenal co-host brought it for me, brought it for the whole team. It's brand new.
Oh, I didn't design it.
No, but who did?
Rich from Elite Embroidery, Winthrop.
And if people want to get this wonderful swag that we have here, if you're listening and you're not watching, they are sweatshirts, they are pizza swags that Justin wore on the show and on the island. Where can they get that?
Luigi's.itemorder.com. And if you have any questions about Rich's handiwork, this shirt is now
a classic.
9 years old? What did we say?
I think you said 9.
Yeah,
classic.
That sounds
it's
right.
the 35th anniversary of Luigi's. Nothing. It's still in good shape.
Only one little bleach stain. That's on me. That's not Rich. That's compliments of unnamed bleach company. not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor. But that's 35-year anniversary those shirts are from. And the Luigi's have been around for 44 years, which is amazing. We've talked about that multiple times. So great food, great pizza, great people. Best time to go?
Oh, I mean, if I could pick a time, personally, I would go Sunday nights from 4 to 11 o'clock.
I would too.
It's a really good time.
Yeah, I would go too.
I heard the help is just phenomenal.
Well, if everyone... So we're laughing because I'm going to give everyone a little bit of a background. Nick and Julie are off camera right now. Nick is was Juice before he's been introduced. Julie is our CEO, as everyone knows. And now they're sitting together because they weren't sitting together. So now they're sitting together, and Nick just hit Julie to talk.
I wanted her to interject there. I thought, she's embarrassed that she, I'm not embarrassed, but she doesn't want people to come in. I'm telling you right now, it is a perfect time to grab your Sunday dinner. Floor to close.
What time do we close, Nick? I don't know.
10:30.
Okay.
10:30.
You better.
Wow.
You better hope my father's not listening to this one.
Wow,
Just
I swear.
she just changed the hours. Wow.
She's changed a lot of
kidding,
things.
Frank.
Oh,
So
using government names.
So the dynamic is getting the dynamic now, which I think is awesome that we have Juicebox Boy been revealed, and he's helping us out. As you can tell, the engineer David is very low key. He only speaks every once in a while. He's really busy right now playing his playing.
Yeah, he's distracted from the game.
I'm distracted.
that we played
But I'm
20
still
years ago.
making sure the ship is sailing.
Oh, he just
Okay.
had his 30th birthday recently.
Yeah, not too long ago.
Birthday, David.
Yeah.
So he-
Plus one, we don't use 30.
Oh.
Join the club. I don't use it either. That's a
Yeah.
bad
So
word.
these everyone. Yeah. So he had
These two big guys.
he had it in June. So a couple of weeks passed. He had it in June, which was a month. So engineer turned 30. Justin's 30. I'm getting very old because as everyone knows, I've known everybody for a long
33.
time. I'm only 33 years old, and I look very good for being 33, by the way.
You don't have a single gray hair on your head.
I don't, not on my head. No, I don't, not a single gray. And I take pride in that. I take pride in that. My beard is all gray, but my head, it's
That's
still.
very
Not a single gray hair.
Nope,
That's
not a
awesome.
single
Impressive.
one. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad everyone noticed. I mean, and I don't bleach. I don't dye it. This is
No,
natural.
I know, I can tell.
Yeah,
It's
natural. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. So, all right, so let's get into it. This is the most nerve-wracking episode for you, but it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be cool.
We're gonna throw more dice.
Oh, the dice. Yeah, we're gonna answer.
You gave me a week off last week. I felt like I was off the hook.
Well, that conversation we couldn't, and nobody had a question that
That was rough.
and we still have more to talk about. There's so much more fuming from that, but no. So what we're gonna get into in this one is the Untold Story Part 2, because this is what it is. After you were let go from the island, the tribe had spoken. You had got a lot of comments of saying, why did you do this? Why did you do that? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? So we're gonna get into that. We're gonna do it interview style. I'm gonna ask you some questions.
so
I
you have
have
the cue cards
I
all
do have
set
my
up.
cue cards. I have my cue cards. So we're gonna ask you some questions, and we'll get into that. And then we'll kind of start talking about your thought process and of how you did it, and then honestly to just kind of give people the background of the full story of how a television show is actually run and how done.
We should run a class on this.
Because people don't understand that. Because people God bless them, and I love that about the fans. They're diehards. They really love it.
Very passionate. We love the fans.
And they're phenomenal people. And as we've said before, the fanfare you're
Just gonna
getting is
fact check
great.
that. I was like, no, we love the fans.
No, we love the fans. So there's no
Why, should
need
we
to
not?
fact check.
I wasn't gonna fact.
Oh, you gave me the look, and I was just like,
She didn't
Yeah.
ring the
What did
bell.
I say?
There's no bell.
Yeah, no. We got a bell.
Okay.
Yeah, we got the bell.
Is there anything left in that bottle?
No, that's gone. That's
It's
the
gone.
the
Oh,
bottle's
wow, that was
gone.
fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She the best part. She's
The hockey talk really took her hard.
yeah. No,
Yeah,
it took it
that's
did,
fair.
and that's coming back because that was amazing. So all right, so we'll talk about the show stuff because I have a little bit of background in knowing about like the
I was gonna
post.
say, you've seen the production side of things.
I
too.
have, yes,
Not
I've been
for
involved
television, but
for theater.
yes,
For
and
theater.
show running and
Show, I've done.
understanding the.
Yep, I was a director. I've did show running. I've done theater, and
Now you're just showing off.
of course I am. You kidding me? As we said before, I have the fancy pointer, and I can at least do that because you got the show in Survivor. You were on TV. Blah blah blah.
That's why I got the analog pointer.
Yeah, so you got that exactly.
That's
So all right, so let's get. So I'm gonna be like one of the talk show hosts, and I'm gonna actually read some questions, and we'll kind of talk about them. So first question I have for you is let's preference it and give it a little background.
Okay.
So that episode, you had there were two tribes. Each tribe had to go on a challenge. Am I correct?
Three tribes.
Three tribes. Okay, and each person.
One from each tribe
Had to
go
go-
on a journey.
And how were they chosen?
Bianca.
Shout out to Bianca. You chose Pizza Boy, which was phenomenal. So thank you for that, Bianca. I'm not sure he was going to thank you, but I'm going to thank
I
you.
will always love her.
Yeah.
So.
No, she's.
We all
I have not met her.
Did she explain to you why she picked you?
Yeah, she wanted to. That was like her way of like, extending the olive branch, because like I think she saw
That worked out well.
Yeah, the olive branch was promptly snapped in half.
Stan Bianca.
Yeah, we love Bianca. I will not say it.
I have not
never a
met
bad
Bianca.
word.
I look forward
You
to
will love
meeting her. Hopefully, I would love to meet her.
her.
If you like her, I love
You know what's
her
funny?
too.
She reminds me of like a lot of you, Julie, and don't give me the hair flip. No, but like I feel like a lot of people that we know have like very similar backgrounds,
Yeah.
and she just reminds me like of that,
Yeah.
but only from New Jersey. So
Yeah.
It's fine.
That's Roxy. She's old.
oh, we're good. All right.
We just keep going. It's my dog is barking. No one
I
cares.
love dogs.
I know, me too. I would have her I would bring her down, but she's a Great Dane and she's an animal and she'll knock everything over. So she's
It's like the
upstairs.
size of a horse.
Yeah.
And I think the oldest living Great Dane.
She's 12 years old.
Yeah, she might be pushing that.
You might
I
have to.
think
12.
so.
You might have to fact check actually what the oldest living Great Dane
I think
is.
I have fact checked it.
We have.
It's 11, right?
It was 11, yeah. So
There's no
Wait,
way
what?
Guinness.
so we got to look in the Guinness. So she could be breaking a record. She's
my
literally
God.
12 years old, but no
We're
one
making
can hear
history
her.
on the podcast.
Yeah, exactly. So back to Bianca. We did. I've not met her.
You would love her.
I can't wait. Hopefully, I have the opportunity to meet her. That'd be phenomenal. This is
The oldest Great Dane is actually 16 years old.
Oh,
my luck. That's going to happen to me. So Bianca chose you to go on
Yes.
this random challenge,
yeah, the journey.
the journey. So
Yeah.
as we saw on the show, your face expression said it all. It was kind of like the oh shit face
Yeah, I
expression.
did not.
You
want
did
to
not
do that
wanna go.
shit.
No.
And she
Okay.
wanted to go. She was like, "Oh, I've never been on a journey. Kind of want to go." So she chose me, and she chose Camilla.
Yep. Okay.
But I don't want to go. I don't know if Camilla wanted to go. To be honest with you, I don't. I would assume not. I just feel like if you're going on a journey, like it's not good. Did you know no one's ever won the show who has gone on a journey? So
Really?
Kind of like
Wow.
you're kind of like a dead
I
man or
don't
woman.
think I can fact check that. That's
No, that's not. You don't have to fact check it because shout out my man Costa. He fact checked it, and he fact checks on Twitter. Yeah, we'll give Costa a ding.
So did you guys know what they were involved, or have any
No,
idea?
we had
It was
no
just-
idea.
So it was just a challenge. You just had to go.
We knew because Mary went the week before,
Okay.
and she had to do like a puzzle, but it was like you had to like line numbers up, and it was like I don't even know how to compare it. It was like 1 to 15, but it was 3 rows of 5.
Got it.
And if you put a number in, it pushed the last number out.
Right.
So you had to keep doing that. I think it was Mary, Thomas, and Mitch. The 3 of them went.
Well, that's what it usually is. It usually is like your average like Survivor puzzle game, or like remember one year they had to run back and forth on the beach.
Oh yeah. Or like name the logos from the show. It's like
Yep.
something like that.
It's like,
It's like a
something
memory
that's, like,
thing.
actually like a challenge.
Like an
As
actual
opposed to
as opposed
let her
to.
draw what Justin got.
Yeah. So we're gonna get into
Roll the
what.
dice and
Yeah. As everyone
see what
knows.
happens.
Yeah. Everyone knows. As everyone knows. Go ahead.
Was this the first time that they on a journey like that they didn't give you the option to walk away, or has that happened?
Well, I don't think Mary had I think she had to do it too. But hers was.
prior seasons.
I think this
there.
was the first time.
Was the- okay.
Yeah, that
Okay.
might be a fact check.
Check
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. We'll look into
But
that.
I'm pretty sure. And usually there's always a choice. Like it's like, oh, like you can risk your vote to do this.
Okay.
But
Yep.
you have the choice. Like, oh, like let's see, like, do you want to do this or not? And depending on like where you stand within your tribe, or like if you think that you might need something else to
Right.
kind of advance you, it's like, oh, might not be like a bad gamble.
I think that's what you had said on the show before, like when they were interviewing you. You were like, "I'm not risking it. I'm not."
Yeah, no, there was no shot. And I'm telling the producers, and I think they were like actually getting mad at me when they were doing it.
Okay.
Because they're explaining the rules to me, and I'm kind of like kicking my feet. I'm like looking at my water bottle. I did not give a fuck. Like they were talking to me like just like I'm talking right now, and I don't. It was like the kid in like the back of the class. Like you're just waiting for like the clock to run out for class just so you can get out of school.
Got it. Got it.
It doesn't apply to you.
No, it didn't matter. Yeah, well, thank you.
No, I meant like what's
Oh, you were calling me smart for once.
No,
You know what I mean?
God, no.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, he only went to Yale, but I mean, let's not call him smart.
Taking
but that's
shots
okay.
here.
No.
No, but that's how I felt. I was like, let me just get through this. Obviously, they have to get this whole part through to explain to the viewer or explain to me. But like, I didn't give a shit. Like,
Yeah.
unless they were like forcing me to do this, I was never gonna do it. And I won't say his name.
No.
But I was like, blank. Like, you can talk to me till the fucking sun goes down. I ain't never doing this. There's no shot. And then he told me, well, this is one you have to play. And in my head, I'm like, I've never heard this before. Like, this is nuts. So to me, that was unprecedented because
Yeah.
there's always a choice. There's always like agency for the player.
Right.
And it's whether you risk your vote or not, and then you proceed from there. But if I were to stop that chain right there, it's like, all right, well, this is done. Like, I'll go back to camp and just tell them like, hey, like whatever happened.
Okay, so now that's perfect. So now this is perfect for the first question. Now, that being said, all that you learned, so during the challenge, did you feel confident that you could actually win it? It's
Oh,
it's
no.
it's random. It's dice.
I knew I was fucked though.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
And that's not even from like just like looking at the thing. That's from
Yep.
like years of playing like Foxwoods Encore. I was like, oh, I'm gone. Like there's no
Right,
shot.
right. It's a game of chance. You're
Literally, it was
you're throwing
50-50.
dice. Right.
50-50.
Right,
And,
exactly.
Even though a die has 6 sides, it was like there were 4 blank sides. One is a fire, one is a skull.
Right.
Whichever one you got more of. I think there were seven dice total.
Okay.
Whichever one you got 4 of first, that was the one you got. So it really was like 50-50. We could have just flipped a coin.
Right.
And just like spread the whole thing out.
That's just not good TV. So that,
Yeah.
Your first roll was 3 flames, or sorry, skulls.
No, I think it was 3 skulls.
Wow,
Which is like, it just
That's
fucking
just-
insane.
That's insane.
I should have flipped the table.
So as everyone knows, it says we're getting deeper now. Now you know why he's so pissed off that we have the dice and I have the skulls, but they're staying forever. So you were pissed off. You couldn't win. So now you lose the challenge.
Yeah.
What's your
journey?
The journey. What's your first thought?
Well, to be honest, I told another producer, I was like, I feel like I'm like this is it, and she told me she was great. I'll leave her up, but she's awesome, and she was like, just get through tonight, like just get through this one vote.
Yep.
And I'm like, I just felt like there was a reason why this happened. I was like, I don't think like I'm gonna get through this.
Because you lost your
kinda
vote.
it.
Because you lost the game.
Yeah.
You lost your vote.
And I'm saying, I'm already in the tribe. We were the worst tribe in the history of the fucking show. Like, definitively. The show's been on for, what, a quarter of a century?
Yeah.
We were the worst tribe ever assembled, no matter what. We never won a challenge. We never won a reward. We couldn't even fucking, like, get together to, like, have a conversation. It was that
I
bad.
blame the 3 tribe. I think they have going on.
So you think it will always produce, like, something like that?
Yeah.
But it was never this bad. Like, this was, like...
No, it's getting
well,
worse.
think
but
about
I think they're doing it on purpose.
you think about it's a show. It's a reality show.
Yeah.
You need
Yeah, but like
you
it's
need
not
to
enjoyable.
But would you
But
want to
you
watch
need-
that as a viewer?
No.
Like, just
Well,
seeing one
to
team
be-
just get decimated every time?
to be honest with you, they have to create a story. And that's what they were doing. Think of it production wise. We're going to talk about production. You have to create a story.
Yeah, I just feel like it's the same story. Like what year? Like her season.
Yeah.
Same exact thing.
Yeah.
Same exact thing. It's the same story.
It's like the Patriots post Brady. It's like, oh, this team sucks. And every year, like, we'll just do the same
It's
thing.
the same thing.
But they're still going to suck.
Yeah.
It's just bad roster management.
It's a bad roster.
It's just
as
bad.
as we talked about in part 1,
I
bad
know,
roster
I know.
manager. Yeah.
No,
we don't need you
All
leaving.
right, yeah, let's not get down that road. Okay, so
But that's how I felt. I felt as
Right.
though, like, all right, I'm like a dead man walking here. But, like,
Yeah.
let's still try and
yeah,
make something happen.
right. Perfect thing. So as you're going back, did you decide at that point on your way back that you weren't going to tell anybody that you actually had lost your vote?
No, I knew ahead of time.
You that was
Yeah,
in your head
100%.
before time.
Never
You're
tell
like,
anybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was your goal. That was the thing.
Correct.
Yeah, that was your strategy going.
No matter what. And
Okay.
I knew that, like, if I had told somebody, why are you looking like that?
What's the matter?
Oh, you give me like a side eye.
No, you're fine.
All right.
What's the matter? So
What am I missing?
I have no idea. Just continue your thought.
All right. What?
You want to fact check? You want to fact check that? Juice Box Boy just changed the lighting. Actually, it's more romantic now. It's nice.
Yeah, you made it like way more intense.
Yeah, it's nice.
I thought it helped fit the movie.
Oh, okay.
No, it's perfect. No,
All right.
it's nice. I don't have to hold Justin's hand, do I?
No, not yet at least.
No, okay, perfect.
We need a fact check on this.
Yeah.
For sure. Now I'm seeing this.
All right. Well, all right. I have Justin farted.
Can we fact check that?
I thought
Maybe it's the juice.
it smells like you farted.
It does, in fact.
It does.
sink in here.
It does. Well, truth be told, this was.
There are 2 culprits in the room.
Well, it was Nick's room for 6 years before we converted to the podcast studio, so that's probably one of the
I think
reasons
the
why.
smell is just like baked in.
It's just baked in the walls at
Yeah.
this
when it
point.
heats up, it smells.
Oh God, the kids! It's
Might be
terrible.
the carpet. Let me actually move my feet.
Okay, so you decide that you're not going to let anyone know you vote, that you
Yeah.
you lost it.
Exactly. And that was like a risk assessment on my part.
Yeah.
Like even before this.
We had talked about that before.
Yeah,
you
we ran
ran
some
the numbers in
numbers,
your
yeah.
head. You figured this. Oh my! Like how else could this run? The odds are what they are. I thought it was a smart move.
I thought so too. I mean, and the jury's kind of not out on it, but people are still like defending, like, well, he should have told Cedric, or he should have told Say, or he should have told Mary and tried to do something to make her feel like she was, safe.
Right. Well, great. That's a great point. You and Cedric had an alliance.
We did. The two of us were very close.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. It actually segues into another question I have. Do you think it might have been different if you did tell him you lost your vote?
The thing is with him and because we had already voted together now twice.
By the way, it really smells. Just in case everyone was wondering, it really smells. That fart was terrible. It really does smell. But anyways, go ahead. Finish your statement. Sorry about that. I'm going to put these down now. We need to stop eating before we do these because
I don't even eat. I haven't been. I think it's the juice. I don't know. Maybe
we need to make
I
juice.
didn't get the juice this time.
that's what I'm
I
saying.
get that.
We might
No,
need
I
your
get
job
that. I
back.
get that. You may need to start. Yeah, that's fine.
That's all up to the CEO, by the way.
No.
Wow, I feel like I'm on Fiji. Go ahead.
I had already seen how Cedric voted twice before. This is our third time going to vote.
Yep.
And I figured out, like if you told Cedric a plan, like, you had to stick with that plan. Or else he would get nervous, he would freak out.
Yep.
Things would change. He didn't do well with, like, a spontaneous idea.
Okay.
And I think that's part of his background. He's a surgeon.
Yep.
He's like, he had all the schooling, a lot of preparation, a lot of planning.
Yep.
If you put something on him last minute, like, hey, Cedric, we're going to change the vote to this person, actually.
Okay.
That's when he kind of gets nervous. So I was like, why would I rock the boat when I don't have to? Like, we know that Mary's going to go home. If she pulls something out, if she's safe somehow,
Yep.
Say is going to go home anyway.
Right.
So it's like, there's going to be two people ahead of me.
Okay.
Like, let's not reveal this because I don't have to. And if
Makes sense.
in a perfect world where mathematics rule, he doesn't even find out that I lose my vote. So it's like we just wake up the next day and we're like, oh, like one of the girls is gone.
Right,
The other
right,
one, we'll just try to make amends with whoever it is, but it doesn't matter because he and I are still together.
Yeah.
So that was my plan.
I mean, again, like I had said to you before, I think it was a good plan. I think it
Scott, literally like a 98% chance.
Yeah,
Of success.
well, shit happens and that's it. So you go to tribal.
That's a bleak way to put it.
Well, I mean, let's.
Is that what the smell's from?
That is what the smell is from, yeah. But I mean, people have gone back and forth with you with saying, "Oh, you should have did this, you should have did that, you should have did this." But mathematically, you're right. Mathematically, it worked out.
Definitely, yeah. And I think in their situation, all right, let's put it this way: if you had a 2% chance of going to work and getting struck by a bolt of lightning, would you still go to work?
I'm thinking. Give me a second.
I'd work from home.
Yeah.
Every day?
Yeah.
You gotta work from home every single day?
I'd go.
Love
I'd go to
that.
work.
I would
I'd
love
go to
that.
work. I'd take the risk.
All right, well, let's do another thing now. All right, 2% chance of you driving to any grocery store and you getting a flat tire. Would you still drive to the grocery store?
I'd get Grubhub.
Yeah, I mean, you have to. You have to.
Over a 2% chance, you'd Grubhub it?
No, I would go to the grocery.
You would
store.
go?
I would go to the grocery.
You're really
store.
going to call Grubhub
I'd go
over a
to the
2%
grocery
chance?
store.
You're going to pay a $27
It's
fee?
the
I'm
generation.
just
It's the
doing it.
generational.
This is what she does all the time.
All right, let's try one more thing.
She's just gonna.
What else has like a very minuscule chance of something happening that Julie's going to spin to some like millennial bullshit Gen Z app that she can implement?
Any statistic you can think of, she will.
Listen, it's 2025. There's ways around everything.
She's in. All right.
Give me one more thing though.
I don't think she can.
What's another scenario that has like a very like an everyday scenario?
You're supposed to come up with the scenario. I'm supposed to come up with the way around it. If you can't come up with another
She's right.
scenario, it means
She is, yeah.
I
She's
won.
got you on that one. She's got you on that one. She really does.
I'm trying to think now.
Listen, it's only a 45-minute podcast, so if you're,
Yeah, all right,
we're
well-
gonna think that long. We could be here for a while.
You got me.
Well,
I honestly don't think you can come up
You
with
know anything
anything.
grub up over a 2% chance?
no.
And it's just a flat tire. How long does it take to?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know,
Just
I mean,
not
the
even-
lightning, granted, that's a
lightning-
little tough.
You could die.
Yeah, you could
could
strike
die.
by
Yeah, no.
lightning.
I hate AAA.
Yeah, not for lightning, but for tires.
for
Yeah, of course.
tires.
All right, so say here's another thing. All right, you're filling up you're at the gas station. You're filling up, right? You pay with the credit card, but there's a 2% chance your card gets declined. Are you still gonna pay with the credit card?
I have cash.
Yeah, exactly. So you're gonna pay with cash every time.
What was the point?
I'm just saying, would you take a chance and say, oh, let me give you the credit card first?
The point was, no matter what he says, you're gonna break his balls, so he's not gonna
Yeah,
come up with the right
seriously.
answer. So that's what the point is.
No. But what was the point before? before that, before I started.
Because people are like, you should have told Cedric you lost your vote. But there's a 98% chance that I'm still on the fucking show
Okay.
if I don't tell him that I do that.
Sorry, I wish I wasn't breaking your balls. Now I take it back.
No, the frustration is now towards Julie. Not
So are you still getting groceries delivered?
See, he's back on it. See, he's back
You
on
are.
it now.
She's definitely getting groceries delivered. She's calling fucking Peapod right now.
You don't want to be on the island with Juliana either.
Definitely not.
No. So,
Wow, guys.
Definitely not.
Right.
listen.
See how we spin this?
Listen, I got my balls kicked on my episode.
Welcome to
so
Survivor, baby.
It's your turn. It's your turn. You destroyed me one episode. It's your turn now.
All your own.
It's your turn. You did this. You brought down the road.
Nick's sleeping on the couch.
So,
tonight.
jeez.
But
I gotta
I
spare that
think
over here.
mathematically, you're exactly right. You did the right thing.
Yeah. And,
So you did absolutely
like I
right
said,
thing.
you're not getting struck by lightning. But,
No, but you did the right thing.
yeah.
Okay. So you go to
That was my defense. And I'm saying to myself, if math works out here, I'm good. No one ever hears this story.
right,
And that's
right,
it.
Right. So that's the perfect answer, and that's the answer that it is. You can't change it. So who cares? You know,
The internet.
everybody has an opinion.
I just don't
In
know.
the
How can you
time.
argue over stats? Like it's not like a fact check. It's not like oh it could be misconstrued this way. It's literally 98% to 2.
To be clear, I think you did the right thing.
No, I know that. I don't need to be like shored up on that sense.
Okay.
I just can't believe people are like, why won't you tell your number one? And it's like, there's really no point in breaking that trust. It took us 7 days, and that's not a long time. But we've been building this relationship for 7 days. Why throw it out the window over a 2% chance? And then you see a few weeks later, Bianca tells him like, "Hey, I feel like I can trust you. Here's all of my trust. I don't have a vote." And then, 2 hours later, he promptly votes her out.
Right.
So it's like, what do you do in that situation? So there's like a track record. People are like, well, you had a better relationship with him than Bianca did. But I'm like, they were only together like 2 less days than he and I were with each other. So it's like, it's not that much different at that point.
Yeah.
I feel like, if anything, it's like pretty similar.
It is. It is similar. You put your trust into somebody, and you can't control how they act. You can't control what they do.
No, you can't. But the thing is,
You can trust.
you can trust. But Cedric had voted with me
Yep.
the first 2 times.
Yep.
And then even when I didn't have a vote, he didn't know this.
Right.
He was still voting the way that I
Correct.
had hoped he would vote.
Right.
So he stuck to the
Yeah,
plan
He stuck with it 3 times, right?
3 times, yeah.
Yeah.
3 times. And then even after he had found out that I lost my vote and I withheld that information from him, he was like, it doesn't matter. I made a pact with Justin the first day. And
Yep.
I told him I am going to be with him no matter what.
Right.
Would
And
you have kept that? Being with him till?
Oh yeah, definitely. And this is going to be selfish on my part to say this, but I knew that he was never a threat physically. Like you saw him in the challenges.
Yeah.
I give him credit for going out there. Seriously.
Yeah.
Like they were not
Right.
easy
Those
challenges.
aren't easy.
It was
No.
very evident the fact that your tribe lost was twice or 3 times.
Oh, every
that
time.
You guys
I lost
were
count.
struggling physically,
Physically, we were
nutritionally,
yeah.
mentally. Like it was very evident that you guys were behind the 8 ball.
No, it was tough, and I think people like at home on the couch like, oh, I can't believe like they didn't do this, but it's like now this is like the 7th day. None of these people have eaten anything.
Yeah.
So not many of them are
Right.
sleeping too. So it's like you have to consider like brain fog and their mental state as well.
Yeah.
I think that's very difficult to realize.
How hot was the
And
challenge?
that's-
When you guys were doing the challenges, was it hot?
It was hot, but it wasn't like unbearable.
Okay.
Like
But
it
even
was.
that. Like you don't think like it's 78 degrees. That's beating down on you. You haven't eaten. You're barely drinking water. You
No, I
guys
mean,
are
it's
gonna
all-
struggle the entire time?
It's all true, but I just think like physically, like we were just so outmatched,
Right.
That like all that stuff just like spiraled down. But I mean, he wasn't a strong guy physically anyway to begin with. That was never going to be a strong suit. I think I assumed he'd be like more logical because he is a surgeon. That was kind of something that I was, assuming would be the best part about him. But I also felt as though in the end, it would be a lot easier to argue my case as a pizzeria manager over a colorectal surgeon. I just think like in terms of like, and no one should ever vote for this show to win on need.
Right.
Like it's a competition. It's not like, oh,
Right.
I need $1 million. Yeah, no shit. Everyone needs a fucking $1 million.
Yeah.
That's why we're all out here. But if it's like a charity, or it's like, oh, a GoFundMe, you can set those up. Like if you're down on your luck, or if like you get hurt at work, or
Right,
like,
exactly,
You know,
yes,
something happens
yes.
at home. Like there are things set up. You don't go on Survivor to win $1 million. Like that's totally different. I think anyway.
So I mean, everybody, but to everybody has in their head how they're going to play the game. They
Exactly,
may not
yeah,
tell you
yeah.
they're going to be making an alliance, but they're also going to have in the back of the head how they're going to play the game.
Yep.
So Cedric had in his head how he's going to play the game. Bianca had in her head how she was going to play the game. You had in your head how you were going to play the game. So it played out the way it played out. There's nothing you can do about it. So
Up to that point, from what you've said, you were playing your game to the T. You were totally.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You were in the middle. You know, you weren't the. Ow! Stop. you. You weren't, like you said, you weren't the most dangerous, but you also weren't at the bottom of the pack. Like you were right in the middle.
Yeah.
You were gonna get to the merge.
And I never want to be on the top because I just feel
Yeah.
like you can just get like picked off no matter what. But I never
Yeah.
want to be at the bottom
Yeah.
because it's like you don't want to be next to go.
you
Up until that journey where you had zero fucking option to not do, sorry, you were doing exactly what you wanted to do.
And I was in a great spot. Granted, we were probably going to lose every other challenge going forward. It didn't matter like who was with us. But it's like, let me just like stay alive. Because I feel like if you're just on the show, you have a chance to, you see how many things swap and change and they throw wrenches in all the
you just
time.
didn't
Just-
get to the merge or the swap.
You just have to make it another day. That's it. If you make it one more day, especially with my episode, they change the fucking teams up. So who knows like what would have happened?
You know what I miss?
What?
I miss when family used to come on the island.
Do you guys want my father out there with me?
Yeah.
You do?
That might be tough to you.
I would
I
love
want
Frank
James
would.
out there with you.
No,
Oh,
yeah,
he missed the flight. He probably shouldn't do it.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That would be funny.
I think Dad would actually be good because, like, I don't know.
Frank would do.
He can
Frank
hold
would.
himself in a challenge.
Frank would do.
Well.
Frank would hold himself, and he would.
You think so?
100%.
He'd give it his all, for
100%.
sure. But I think
I would. I'm telling you right now. I would go into a challenge with Frank.
should we sign him up?
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
would
Get him on. Get him on.
So, what people are saying about the why didn't you defend yourself more? I'm
The
gonna
last vote?
Yeah, I'm going to start the conversation
That drives
out.
me nuts.
Well, I'm going to start the conversation out with my technical background a little bit. I'm not saying that by any stretch of the imagination that I am a producer. I'm nothing like that, but I do have experience and I know a little bit about it. What people have to realize is they have so much footage. So they're shooting.
Oh,
so
days on end.
that tribal council lasted 5 hours.
Yep.
A lot was done, a lot was said. Now, after it's done, the season now has to get cut. That 5 hours has to go into an hour episode, which includes the challenges, the journeys, everything.
Yep.
Now I know you're already gone. You're done. You were voted off. I know that as I'm editing this episode. I'm not going to show you more than I have to.
No, and people are like, oh, don't you take offense that you're not really showing? I'm like, no, not at all, because how would that make sense? Are they going to show me in episode 6?
Correct.
When I'm only in episode 3?
Right, right.
It doesn't make any
No.
sense at all for
So
a
you-
viewer, because it'll be confusing.
Right, absolutely. So the ones who are staying, who are surviving, were getting airtime. The one who wasn't got limited airtime. Didn't show all of you, quote unquote, defending yourself, saying your piece during tribal council. They put in the parts that made sense for the theme of the episode.
Exactly. But I just feel as though, like, I don't know how people can't infer that Cedric voted the way I wanted him to so many times.
Yes.
Like, does anybody on Earth think that would happen if I sat there like this for 5.5 hours?
Unfortunately,
You
yes.
did have really good posture.
You did. You had phenomenal posture. I got to give you. And those benches didn't look
Shoulders
comfortable.
back. Oh, that was awful.
Those didn't look
I got a
comfortable.
freaking bony ass. Absolutely killed me.
Yeah.
Were they benches? Were they?
They're like stools. Like
Yeah.
they're not like they look like tree stumps, but they're not. They're not actually. I think they're probably like some power wood, but the art department does that. They do a great job. But it's also like, you know, that's not the most
Maybe
comfortable
get some back
seat.
supports on.
Yeah, like a little lumbar love over there.
Season 50.
You know what I mean?
Do they? Is it constant shoot? Is the camera constantly rolling?
Constantly rolls.
It constantly rolls. So
rolls.
they have to. So they don't pause at all. They just.
Yeah, they
No.
have more than 24 hours.
Every episode is either like 2 or 3 days. And when I say
Yeah.
2 or 3 days, I mean 48 or 72 hours. And you're condensing that into it's a 90-minute episode,
Correct.
a third of which is promos, advertisements, commercials.
Correct.
Stuff for the network that they can show their own like different shows.
Right.
So let's just estimate 60 minutes of actual like
footage. Of
Yeah, exactly.
actual footage.
Right.
15 or 20 minutes of that is the immunity challenge.
Correct.
Another, ours was longer, so I think like 17 minutes of that was our tribal council. So you're now down to, I mean, less than half the episode.
Right.
And you have to show camp life from 3 different tribes on 3 different islands.
Right.
So it's like at that point, there's not much left to tell the story.
From a technical standpoint, when that goes into the editing room, the editor knows and is given direction of how long do you want this? And they say 17 minutes. You have to edit down 5 hours in 17 minutes. And the next question they're going to ask is who got voted off?
Yeah, exactly.
So then they know who to focus on. Focus on the people who are going to be on next week's episode
Yep.
because they're there for next week's episode. So that's what I think people need to kind of understand when they say to you, you didn't fight for yourself. You did.
And they're also seeing 4 rounds of voting.
Correct.
So that's
Which is
half
historical.
of the tribal council right there.
I'm assuming that those 4 rounds took a lot
Oh,
of
it
time.
took
wasn't
hours.
like the 30 seconds.
It's not like rapid fire. No, not at all.
And that's how they made it look. They made it look like it was just one vote after the next, after the next.
Oh,
They
I
have
wish.
to. They
Get
have
back
to.
up, get back up,
Because
get back up. When
they-
in reality,
They have to make it look like it's one cohesive moment.
Right, yeah,
Even though we know that it's not.
yeah.
But people have to understand that it's a cohesive moment knowing the person already knows. It's like watching a movie
Yeah.
and already knowing the ending. So you
Yeah,
know what's
exactly.
going to happen in the end. This
Yeah.
person knew it was going to happen in the end. So he's able to manipulate that to look like you didn't say anything.
And that's
And manipulate's a bad word. It's not that's a bad choice of words.
He's just manipulating the footage. I think.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's it. He's just manipulating the
instead of like
footage.
the actual storyline. You just mean like they're splicing it in such a way that makes sense for the end result.
Correct.
But they're obviously doing a great job. If people are tweeting at me saying, "Hey, talk to this person, Justin, get them on board," when this was, I don't know, what, 9 months before? I'm sitting at home on my fucking couch trying to watch it and looking at Twitter like, who's this person talking about? Like, well, this doesn't even make any sense.
But that's awesome. I mean, that's a kudos and hats off to the show.
Absolutely,
They
yeah.
did a great
If
job.
They think it's live.
They
And,
think
and
it's live and in person. That's great. you know?
Definitely.
But we know now that you've been on the island and home that it's shot over a certain amount of time. It's not actually happening as it's being seen on TV. It's not live.
And before I went on the show, I would always say to myself, like, wow, I can't believe this person didn't talk to this person, or this person didn't vote for this person, or if this
Right.
person, like, pulled you aside, like, hey, Scott, like, let's get David tonight. Let's vote him out.
Yeah, David left. I don't know where he
Everyone,
went.
yeah,
David
I
left.
guess he did get voted out.
Yeah,
Sorry,
so
David.
we voted David off this episode.
Do you want to stuff the torch?
I don't know, maybe.
The engineer.
Maybe he's lighter. Oh, he's the engineer, I'm
I
sorry.
think he was taking care of the old lady.
Oh,
Roxy.
our elderly dog. Thank you, David, for sacrificing. Appreciate that. Yeah, so
He was very, very distracted anyway, as it was. It was a stupid game.
Look at you, Sparks Boy, huh? Stepping up.
he's in
man.
there. He's in there. But
So you're on a deserted island, Scott. No phones, no electronics, no reading materials, nothing. I mean, especially on days where there's no challenge or reward, it's like you just have all the time in the world. You can do whatever you want. You can look for an idol. You can go swimming. You can kind of like
you're
look in
hanging
the
out.
jungles.
You're hanging out with
Yeah,
everybody.
but you're talking to
What you
people.
doing on, like,
What?
The spare time or whatever, just like.
Oh yeah, we talk about food.
Oh,
we
that wasn't an earthquake. Juice Buck Boy hit the table.
I'm assuming there was a lot of downtime.
A ton of
You guys were just
downtime.
Hanging out with the tribe.
But everybody talks to everybody at some point.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
there's never a scenario where it's like, oh, like totally, unless it's like bad blood. I haven't experienced it like to that point firsthand. But everybody has had a conversation with everybody at some point.
Right,
There's
right.
no chance that you could avoid them. There's only 6 of us on an island, and you got nothing else to do. You have the whole fucking day.
Yep.
So
Yep.
it's like-
so you are talking to people. And people say, "Why do you talk?"
Yeah,
to
of course. People's like, oh, I can't believe you didn't loop Nick in on the plan. But it's like, I talked to Nick for 3 hours. But like, it might not be about strategy. It might just be like, hey, like, how's your family back home? Like, what do you do for work? Like, oh, like, what do you want to do after this? Like, what are your hopes and dreams?
No.
But
Shit
again,
like that.
remember, what people have to remember is that has to be put into a 90-minute episode.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a 90-minute episode. So they are going to take the bits and pieces that they feel as though the viewers want to see and are going to go more favorable to the person who was not voted off. They know who was voted off.
Yeah, exactly. And for the casual viewer, if you see me, like I said, in episode 7, episode 8, they're like, oh, wait, I thought he was gone.
Right.
In episode 3, did I miss something? Like
Right.
down the line. Oh,
Right.
Because
Right.
sometimes people do come back on the show.
Yeah.
But they're like, oh, where's Justin? So it doesn't make sense to show somebody who's not going to be around much longer. You're setting them up to
Correct.
be like, oh, we'll see this
Correct.
person down the line.
Correct.
Now I know why this person was shown.
Correct. So I think this is a great place to, because we got to answer a fan question. We're going to roll the dice, but I think we did a great job I think we should end this with Justin did defend himself. He defended himself very well.
I just can't believe we had to defend my defense.
Well, you know what? We're putting it to bed. We're never going to bring it up again. You did a great job. You defended yourself. And again, the roll of the dice didn't go your way.
No, but hopefully this one will.
But the best part, again, like we've said this a million times, though.
I can't believe we do this every fucking week.
Every fucking week. What came of this? What came of this, Justin? To be honest with you, is phenomenal.
It's been great. I have to, and it was like it's so shitty that you prepare for something for so long.
Yep.
People are like, "Oh, you're a sore loser. You're doing this as part of the show," but it's not me being a sore loser. Like, granted, like
You are no way coming off as a sore loser. You're not. You're
Oh,
just explaining. You're just.
we got to get you on Reddit.
I'm not even worried about that.
Oh, you can't listen to her.
I'm not even worried about that.
But it's from like a passion. It's like something I've wanted to do for a long time, and just to see me go out by fucking taking one of these and throwing it. That's like the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my entire life.
I know. I
So
know. I know.
that's why like I was like impassioned.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that like, hey, there's a chance I might go on a journey. I never
Right.
want to go on a journey, but if I
Right.
have to, I will. But is the journey going to be a game of skill, a physical challenge,
Right.
like you said, a puzzle, or like something traditional that Survivor's done, or is it going to be like a random game of chance?
Right.
That's the shit
Right.
that doesn't sit well with me.
Yeah.
But
And I get that.
I digress.
You need a redemption island.
That's not up to me.
I personally think, and I think we've actually even talked about this, and I've said this before. They haven't seen you actually play the game yet.
No, they really haven't. Absolutely not. But the thing is now, when you first apply for the show, it's kind of like on your terms, in the sense of like you apply when you're ready.
Okay.
And then you kind of go through it if they like you, if it's reciprocated.
Yep.
But you know going into this, like, hey, I've prepared for this enough, or I mean, you should have at that point,
Right.
to actually apply and do this. Mm-hmm. On another season, they have to be ready for you. So it's like you have to kind of like always be ready, just
Yep.
in the sense that like, oh, you might get a call, you might never
Yeah.
get a call, but like, you know,
Well,
always
hope-
have it going on.
Hopefully you do. I would love to see you get a chance to go back
Imagine
on.
I go back on and the first thing they do is they hand me a friggin' Yahtzee cup.
That'd be cool.
I would crash out.
And I would laugh my
I would
ass
swing
off.
that fucking
I
machine
would
so
laugh.
hard.
I would laugh my
I would
ass
not.
off.
I would go
I'm
bananas.
sorry. I would be
Literally.
crying. It would be
I'd climb a
phenomenal.
fucking tree.
That would be-
I would light the whole fucking island on
Oh
fire.
my God, they should give you like big dice like that, like big.
I would
blow
crash
dice.
out. I literally would crash. I'm not doing it because this is your property, but if this were
No, it's
property,
ours.
the island would go crazy.
Yeah, don't pop it because I like the dice. I
Can we
like-
get to our fan question before I
Yeah, let's get to the fair question.
Christ.
Hold on. Let me hold on. Let me get my dice. Let me go. I'm gonna do my cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. And we
One,
roll
two,
it.
three.
Here we go. And they're both
Ooh,
on
oh
red.
my
They're both on the
God.
skulls. That's
The hard
awesome.
ways too for all my retired gamblers.
Yeah. 8.
We got an 8.
Ooh, this one's a twofer.
Okay.
It's 2 in 1.
All right. We can handle it.
Okay.
I think.
It's Samson is who asked the question.
Okay.
Okay.
He's a little offended because he asked 2 really good questions that were never answered, so we're gonna
Oh, sorry,
answer them
Samson.
today.
All right.
Do apologize to him.
First one. If you were on 47, if you were casted on 47, who would you like to swap with on the cast? Like, they would be on Vula, and you would be on.
Oh, I
the
hope no one has to be on
47
Vula. That's like a
So
fate worse
basically,
than death.
swap with someone on 47, who and what tribe, and they would have to be on Vula.
Okay. I hope no one has to be on Vula. That's just mean. It really is mean. That's like going from like the Ritz Carlton to like the fucking side of the road. Nick's old room that smells like, you know,
Like farts.
excrement.
Yeah, like
It doesn't
farts.
smell like excrement, people.
Smells like fats.
I don't know because I've met like not most of the cast, but a good majority of them. I've talked to most of them too. That's a tough question. Can we table that? What the fuck was that? Oh.
Okay, we'll go to the second one. And we'll see what you think.
Because I do want to think about that, but I don't want anybody to go to Untold. That's just not.
We could let's table that first question for another time because that does take some time to think about. I think.
And I want to like accurately
I'll ask the next one. Anyway.
Okay.
Okay.
If you come up with an answer, feel free to shout it out. But
All right.
second one is, who would you vote for in the final three if somehow, which God only knows how this would happen, Cedric, Mary, and Say were in the final three?
Be good.
I think I know the answer.
That's a crazy question.
Can we choose not to answer questions?
that is a crazy question.
You didn't answer the other question. You kind of.
I have to answer Samson's question. All right. So you think you have an idea of what I would say?
Yeah.
Do you want to say on three?
Yeah.
All right. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Mary. Yeah. It would be Mary.
There you go.
And I just think because
I know
like
you so well.
she was, you do know me so well. She went through like literally Vula hell. That was hell, and
Yep,
she was at the
yep.
bottom of that hell.
And she really like composed herself.
The 9th or 10th, 11th. How deep is hell? Do we even know? Can we get a fact check?
I'll let you know when I get there.
You ever read Dante's Inferno? Can you save me a seat?
Yeah, of course.
Bruins fans who are in it right now. So.
Oh, you're gonna help for a while.
Anyways.
Just to see her kind of navigate, and I feel like she was upset at the fact that like she really didn't have as much agency as she wanted, like or the ability to make different moves. And I just think it was like the people who were left and they just wanted to stick together and they all felt so secure, when in reality, you know, if 6 people feel secure and there's one winner, you shouldn't feel secure. You should want to make a move to kind of leverage yourself in such a way that like, hey, I can position myself here and here, or like try and stay as close to the middle as possible.
Yep.
But if she got to the end, like that would be like just miraculous. So I would, out of respect for her, I would give it to her.
Honestly, I loved when she was like playing it like cool and she was like swimming and.
Oh,
like,
thanks. That was the same night I went home. So
yeah.
appreciate that.
Well, I thought that was. How were you feeling? Aside from obviously what you were going through, but when you saw her acting like that, like how?
I wasn't even there. I was fucking rolling dice.
Oh, you weren't there.
I was
when
rolling
that?
fucking dice.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
The whole
Way
time.
they edited the episode, I didn't know.
See,
what
and now we know. That's
That's the perfect way to end the show. That's the editing.
I thought
Exactly.
maybe you would be around.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
No, I wasn't around. I was rolling dice.
And that's how they have to put it together because she's on the next episode.
Yeah.
Speaking of rolling dice, in a closing gift, I got a gift from production.
You did.
I never even opened it.
Let's see what it is. We're excited. This is all new to everybody.
Hello, I hope you are well. I am not well. I don't think I'll ever be well again.
Thanks for asking.
We thought you may appreciate some swag from your season, a small token of appreciation for being such a major part of the production.
Yay. Nice.
Obviously, not all of you the production gets to meet when you play, but please know the entire team appreciates you as one of the most amazing casts that made it possible to create such a great season of Survivor.
Well, that's awesome.
Many thanks. That was very nice of
That's
them.
very sweet.
And they sent over a crew hat
Oh, look at nice.
for the
Fancy.
logo. Oh, look at
That's
this.
really nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is
That's
cool.
really cool.
I don't know if it'll replace the Luigi's hat, but
Never. But you can put it up somewhere nice so you can that's really nice.
hey, you can take someone else's vote away next season. Get the dice ready. All right. Well, thanks production for the hat.
Yeah.
That was great.
And it's
Thank-
what is it? Auto? Is that how you say it? That's nice.
Oh, I don't even know. I'm not up to date on the hat companies.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
Yeah,
no, not
seriously,
sponsored.
you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but- well,
But
so
it was sponsored.
I hope that kind of sheds a little light onto the thinking process that Justin had, and
And I'm sure we'll get a million more questions about it.
we're going to, and you know what? We'll answer them we'll answer them true and
definitely.
honest. We'll answer them true and honest.
I think that people should know, and like we said, they do a great job, because if that's how they're
They
showing
do.
it,
They
people
do.
believe it, and as they should. It makes sense for the story, but you have to know there's more
Right.
to the story.
Absolutely. So, all right, great job. Thank you very much for listening and watching. We'll talk to you guys next
I
week.
can't believe we didn't do any hockey talk.
Next episode is going to be hockey
really?
talk.
We're bringing it back?
Dude,
You had plenty of hockey talk.
we got more because
we did, yeah.
we left so much more on the table.
Oh,
Still. shivering.
Well, we got the middle of free agency coming up too, so it's like
Yeah, so we got
I'm still
we got some talking to do. We got some talking to do. But this was an awesome episode. I think you handled it. It was awesome the way you explained it. It definitely cleared things up. So I appreciate you doing that, and the fans will appreciate. We'll get questions from it, and we'll answer the questions the best.
All right, sounds good.
All right, sweet.
same time next week.
Same time next week. Thank you all for listening. Appreciate you.